This is the big news. We can see that Trump's Bitcoin bombshell ignites this global currency arms race. And now so many players in the US are having to jump into crypto. And also we're seeing nation states worldwide jumping into this as well. We now have, I think, 113 different public companies that are now putting Bitcoin on their treasuries. And every day there's just more and more bullish news. We saw the stablecoin issuer Circle on Friday go public on the New York Stock Exchange, which was really exciting. And of course, we're seeing just tons and tons of more indicators pushing this even higher. Before we get started, I just want to say this presentation is really for information purposes only, not intended to be investment advice. If you are looking for that, please go find a professional. Also, if you want to join us here live on Zoom, go to londonreal.tv/Zoom, and you can send me a question, and I'll give you a couple of free gifts, including this, which is module 1 of our super premium program called the Investment Club. I'm actually going to show you how startups raise money on the blockchain. This is actually a 19-page PDF document. It's really good. It's going to answer lots of questions for you. And we'll give you that for free if you're here on Zoom. Also, if you're watching this later, you can go to londonreal.tv/download, and you can go ahead and get a copy of that for yourself. Of course, I also want to give you a free video that's going to show you how to find the hottest crypto pre-sales tokens in 3 easy steps. This is going to show you how we're making millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars, and by the end of the year, hundreds of millions of dollars with this practice called pre-sale tokens. And we're going to give you a free video link at the end of this presentation. Folks, we do it with something called pre-sale tokens. And this practice of basically secretly buying tokens from CEOs without anybody knowing what's going on. And then when they do come out, it's like an IPO and the price spiked. We saw that with Circle. Circle came out with a $31 price on Wednesday. It's now at like $130. It quadrupled and went to a $28 billion company in one day. And that's the kind of things that we're seeing with our coins as well. Now, a lot of you probably have heard of this coin called Solana. Raise your hand if you've ever heard of this thing. It right now trades between 150 and $200, but a lot of you don't know that you could have bought this for 4 pennies each as a pre-sale token. And if you had done that and put in $1,000, that single investment would be worth $5 million today. So you can really see how valuable these things are. Of course, we did one of these recently, and we invested $200,000 that you can kind of see here from this snapshot of the legal document. We actually bought these tokens at 1.25 pennies each, which is actually cheaper than you could have bought the Solana coin. And what happened? Well, in about 4 hours, it was up 20x on the launch, and we made a $4 million profit on this company here called Skillful AI. 100 investments we've made in the portfolio. This is the CEO named Zoltan. And of course, when we invest in the companies, we give the CEOs a chance to have their own episode on London Real. This is one of the big value adds and one of the reasons that we get to see these really amazing deals that are making our members a lot of money. This is another one called Shrapnel. This one was up 20x in 20 days, made a $5 million profit for our members. And of course, this was the Mochaverse, up 20x already. That's a huge amount. And this is the chairman of that company named Yatsu here. He's actually going to be in the studio in a couple of weeks. And he owns Animoca Brands, which is a $7 billion gaming conglomerate. We're also investors in that as well. And there's rumors of an IPO there in the States later this year. This is another one of our wins called Story Protocol. This one's up 22x, and it just has done really well. We invested alongside one of the biggest in the business called Andreessen Horowitz there. And of course, this was a meme coin we did called Cats, up 14x. One of our members put in $30,000, and Christina and her mom woke up to a $420,000 profit. That's a pretty cool wake-up call to have. And a lot of our members are already creating really life-changing wealth on the inside. Folks, this is Dan Tapiero. He runs a fund called 1RT. We put $1 million into this billion-dollar fund. This thing's already up 4x, which is incredible. And Dan was actually down on the floor of the stock exchange celebrating the IPO of Circle. This is a guy named Jeremy Allaire there on the right, and he's been on the show, and they just had a huge win, which is extremely bullish for crypto. I think that's probably the single most important event that happened this entire month so far, is the Circle IPO being so oversubscribed. It just shows you that crypto and blockchain are here to stay. Now I want to show you a couple of the latest deals we're working on. This one I'm going to show you right now is amazing. It's actually something that is trying to deal with this whole scary issue of quantum computing. And everyone worries that quantum computers are going to come along and they're going to basically kill all of our security and passwords. They're going to break the blockchain. And I'm worried about that too. And so this company is actually going to solve all of those problems. It's called Naris Protocol, and we love the CEO. This is the latest deal. We're actually still funding this, so there's still some allocation left that you can get involved. And this is why we love this deal.
I'm blown away, honestly.
The founder is pretty impressive.
This guy knows what he's doing.
This is the kind of protocol that it's worth 100 billion.
We're going to be the top blockchain protocol. We're using post-quantum cryptography for everything. Generation of keys, for wallets, for data movements. We eliminate single points of failure, prepare for quantum threats. We can apply quantum protection on all data. We enhance trust and compliance and can work at nation state level. We have been in research for about 7 years and created a number of peer-reviewed papers. This is more than proven. And we can do post-quantum RWA assets, post-quantum validations on current chains, and we can apply to any critical environments in the real world.
What do you say to clients who say quantum is never going to happen? It's 20 years out. I got bigger problems now. I don't need you.
Quantum chips are here. They're going to become more and more available. Nation states are spending ridiculous amounts of money on it. This is extremely strategic globally. We are not changing our perspective. We have been advised to do this even 4 or 5 years ago by our NATO advisor generals. So we know we're in the right track. We're just going to carry on.
2 thumbs up if you are a fan of Naris Protocol and everything they're doing. So 2 up from Richard, 2 up from Saskia, 2 up from Arno, Daniel, Patrick, Alessandro. That's 100% up, boys.
It seems like something we should be in. I'm glad we have this opportunity. It's amazing.
I think everything is going to be going quantum, and they got high-level partnerships.
It seems very, very high potential for what's coming in the future in this ecosystem.
This is probably one of the best mature projects we've ever seen. The opportunity seems pretty much infinite. They are the perfect people in the right sector doing the right project. These guys are thinking about the future and beyond.
Booyah. So we love this deal. It's also solving a really big issue for the future, which is this whole concept of quantum. What you also see there is the format that we actually talk to these CEOs. So they come in, they pitch their deal, we ask them really hard questions, and if the whole group really likes it, then we invest. And so what you're seeing is a bunch of members of our investment club there coming in and really jumping in and talking about how they really want to fund those deals. What I want to do next is I want to show you another deal that we're working on right now. And this CEO was just in the studio recently. He's running something that's really amazing. And this is actually something that we're about to close out right now. It's called Metafied. They're doing some really cool things. And check them out. I don't know how this doesn't win in a big way and probably start making a lot of cash flow.
I love everything about these guys are doing.
That's just huge.
This is a really exciting project. I think it's great.
The idea behind Metafied is to rate assets in real time. We started down the path of using people to augment and modify the neural network predictions. We realized that people were much more important than usual. And how could we get that in? The best way to do it is these simple people-based games where you're playing against AI. And we would say in 5 minutes, the price of Bitcoin is going to be, 93,550 or something like that, right? The humans would then play against the AI to say, no, I think it's going to be higher. I think it's going to be lower. So what you have is a symbiotic relationship between AI and humans that results in a more accurate market arbitrage. And what that lets us do is be 23% more accurate.
How does that revenue model work from, I guess, there's a B2C and a B2B?
B2C, we get 2 places of revenue. One, when you buy our token on the way in, and then we take 1.5% of every game that's played. And then on the institutional side, 0.0875% of every trade that we execute in or out, we get to keep that.
Let's see the thumbs. Zung is in, Dr. Onkor's in, Colber's in, Trevor's in, Petya's in, Dave Magoon's in, Chris Cunningham's in, John Boyle's in. We had 100% thumbs up here.
I think it's great. I think it's a great combination. We know AI agents and AIs in general are a big thing. Predictive market's a big thing. And they've already got great support from many different institutions, but also from actual blockchains themselves. So I love Frank and his team.
Well, he's got the history, he's got the pedigree, but they've also got the team interplay together where they work together well. So I think that's great.
Frank is an experienced guy. I mean, you almost can't imagine this guy losing with the amount of experience that he has.
And we love that deal Metafied. The CEO, Frank, is really impressive. And that last guy that was on the call there is John Boyle, one of our big members in the investment club. And again, tiny allocation there. So you can see we're really busy funding deals that we think are going to change the world. We believe these are the future Amazons and Googles of the blockchain itself. And these are special days because we get to kind of really invest early stage in so many of these cool deals. So those are the latest deals. You know, we've been having so much success lately that everyone keeps asking, you know, how do we pick so many winners? And the truth is, folks, is that success is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. We've been doing this for 4 years. We've built an entire global network. We've actually got a whole list of influencers and venture capitalists that support us with deal flow. And we've got 150 members on the inside who have invested alongside with us. It really is a special setup. And that's one of the reasons that we keep getting these amazing results and these amazing returns. And so, look, a lot of you have probably tried to invest in crypto and felt a bit like Drake here on the top and just struggled with it because sometimes you do your first trade, you buy some terrible coin, you lose money, and you just think, wow, this whole thing is just a mess. And a lot of people experience that with meme coins, et cetera. But the truth is, this is the future. This is an incredible way to generate wealth. I worked in banking for 15 years, and for the average person, there's no better opportunity than blockchain and crypto. And we've now provided a way where you can come alongside of us and really take this whole thing to the next level. Folks, it's called the Investment Club, and this is something that we've been doing for 4 years. It really is your solution to all of those struggles you probably had your whole life with getting enough money to just have some peace, getting enough money just to have a breather from the world constantly demanding your time. I think a lot of us live paycheck to paycheck or have in our past, and it really stresses us out. And so this is a product we created for our London Real family and community to finally get them out and create that generational wealth so they can take a step back and actually do something really important and productive with their lives. If this sounds like it could be of interest to you, then make sure you book a call with Martini. She's on this call as well, and she'll put these links in the chat. But any one of these ways is a way for you can reach out to her. And perhaps we can find out if this is the right thing for you. She is very busy. She really only wants to talk to serious people. But if you're one of those people, then definitely reach out. Folks, we also have a 4-week course called our Crypto and DeFi Academy, which takes you from zero to hero in all things blockchain. It's real basic stuff. It's like hot wallets and cold wallets. And maybe you buy your first Bitcoin or your first Ethereum. You see how DeFi works. You understand how to trade coins and make money. It's the perfect intro course. I've taught kids that are 15 years old. I've taught grandmas that are 88 years old. It really is a great way. And we're starting our next course in about a week right now. And so if that's of interest to you, it's 8 hours of live calls. We have a triple tiered accountability system to really get you to do the work. We got dedicated coaches and team leaders and community managers. We've actually got a private group for posting videos. It really is a comprehensive course. We've been teaching this for 4 years, graduated a couple thousand students. And if that's for you, then check out londonreal.tv/buy. We've actually got a discounted price for anybody that is here live right now. So go check that out. Also, take a screenshot of this. This is kind of a gift to you. It's an 8-step trading checklist. Before you do any trades in crypto or even anywhere else, just go through these steps. Again, I started on Wall Street in '93. I learned quite a few things as I traveled the world in the investment banking and trading world. And I learned a few things that'll hopefully help you save a lot of money. Folks, this is the big news. Trump's Bitcoin push sparks a global race for digital currency control. Everyone now realizes, from nation states to corporations to individuals, that they've got to get a piece of the blockchain pie. You can't sleep on this technology anymore. You probably see it mentioned every day. I was reading the Wall Street Journal, which I've been reading since 1990, I think. And the other day I saw 4 different articles on crypto on the front page. It boggled my mind because 2 years ago you would have seen 0. This is happening now, folks. And now banks like Standard Chartered now believe Bitcoin is going to $500,000. That's 5x in your Bitcoin, which means your other coins could go up 10x, 20x, or with what we're doing behind the scenes, even 50x. Of course, we've seen this Trump-Musk argument, which made crypto drop down to 100 in Bitcoin. Now it's back up to 106. So the markets have shrugged that off. And of course, Musk now is working on his own crypto-friendly version of X, the Twitter platform that he bought. And when that launches, it's just going to push more and more people into crypto. And of course, the stablecoin bill is going to pass Congress, we think, next month. which is going to open up Bank of America, JP Morgan, and BlackRock into the blockchain world. And of course, our friend Jeremy Allaire here on the right had a massive, massive IPO. It was an incredible experience for Circle, went to the New York Stock Exchange, and now this company is worth $30 billion. It's really amazing stuff. And of course, we know now that nation states like Russia, like America, China, they're all amassing huge, huge chunks of Bitcoin. Now, I spent a lot of time in Dubai, and of course, we bump into people from Saudi and Kuwait and Qatar, and they are all now investing in the blockchain. We know that Abu Dhabi, which is right down the road from me in Dubai, just put $500 million in, and we know we now have a new wave or a $15 trillion earthquake that's going right for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and more. Now is the time, folks. And of course, you know, recently I ran to be mayor of London. I did it on a pro freedom of speech and pro crypto platform. I wanted all the voting to be on the blockchain. I wanted the budget to be on the blockchain, and I wanted to create the London coin and put 100 pounds of crypto into the wallet of every man, woman, and child. I didn't get a chance to do that. And so instead, I'm making the members of my club filthy rich. It's a little payback, really. Folks, this is me in Dubai in the studio that we built there because that's the center of crypto, and that's how I can find the deals that'll make you wealthy. This is Dr. Marwan Al-Zaruni, runs the Dubai Blockchain Center. This is Uni Wong. She's a huge crypto influencer. This is Carl the Moon. He was working as a grocery store clerk about 6 years ago in Sweden, and now he's a crypto billionaire. This is Chris Crypto. He was driving a taxi in Germany about 5 years ago, and now he's a crypto billionaire. So when you tell me that you can't do it or you're too busy, I don't believe you, because I've seen so many examples of normal people changing their lives. All it takes is effort, and it takes you being serious about changing your life forever. Folks, right now we're investing over $5 million into 15 different blockchain and AI deals this quarter. And I tell you that because we're super busy. We're on the cutting edge. We know what's hot, what's not, and we can really show you how we're making this money behind the scenes. And it's all down to London Real Ventures. This is the world's first media-powered investment firm. This is the vehicle we created that is making our members tons of money and is bringing the CEOs with the hottest deals. And this is what happens when you take a media company like London Real with 1 billion views, with 5 million subscribers, and a 14-year history, and you combine it with a venture capital company with $25 million in assets. When you put those two things together, magic happens, and magic looks like this. This is our portfolio of over 100 investments. This is really the best of the best, the creme de la creme of Web3. And what you're looking at is decentralized finance. You're looking at artificial intelligence on the blockchain. You're looking at billion-dollar funds, games, you name it. And each one of these companies has the potential to become a $5-10 billion protocol. And of course, we just crossed a milestone. We've now invested over $21 million actually into over 100 different Web3 and AI deals. This is really a major milestone. We're actually bigger than most venture capital funds when it comes to Web3 and blockchain. And we're just getting started. One of the reasons we win in this space is we invest with the big boys and the big girls. And so when you're investing alongside multi-billion-dollar funds, funny, you actually tend to be more successful. And so we've invested with names you probably heard of, like Coinbase Ventures, Galaxy Digital. They just went public on the NASDAQ, and Andreessen Horowitz, even Warner Brothers Music. Now, recently I was in Singapore, and we got an amazing award that voted us the best venture capital KOL of the year. KOL stands for Key Opinion Leader. And it was just nice to be recognized by everyone in the industry that we're really on the top of our game and we're really one of the best at what we do. Also, the Global Family Office Summit just gave me a Lifetime Achievement Award, and that was also for the great media we produced and the incredible investment opportunities and returns that we produced for our members. It was nice to be recognized by them. And of course, a couple of days earlier, I had gone out on a limb to really represent London Real by jumping in the boxing ring and trying to teach this young man some manners. It was an incredible night at Crypto Fight Night. And of course, the rematch is coming in October, so stay tuned and follow me on social media. Folks, we believe the greatest way to predict the future is just to go out there and create it. And if you want to be with people that are literally changing the future every single day, then come alongside with us. You know, we want to really show you that you have control of your world. We want to show you that you can be a part of the greatest transformation of wealth in human history. We want to actually surround you by amazing people and make lifelong friends and just change the whole game. And of course, when it comes to our investments, we really follow our mission statement here at London Real. We're here to create a mass scale transformation of humanity into a fully empowered, conscious and cooperative species. We really want to give you your power back and give you your consciousness back, unlike mainstream media and big tech. But of course, for me, it's not just business. I am looking out for people I care about, like these two boys that are here actually right now. And this is Caden and Damon. And, it's my job as a father to provide. It's also my job to protect them. And I feel like what we do here at London Real is doing both. We're actually looking out for the future to make sure that our governments and our banks and our artificial intelligence doesn't dominate us. And I'm also trying to create some assets and value so I can provide for them in the future. If this is something that's important to you, if you have a family you're looking out for, or a community, or maybe parents that are getting a little bit older, I must give you a little bit of advice. No one's going to give you this. You're going to have to take risk today if you want reward tomorrow. And you're not going to be able to save your way to generational wealth. You're going to have to really take big, bold, scary steps if you want to create something of value and take care of the people in your life. And that's what I do every day. And that's what the members of our club do. But you can't save your way. And if you stay inside the current system, or matrix, as you would call it, you're probably going to be 70 years old. You can't retire, probably with very little savings, looking at a world that doesn't look so nice. Well, we're going to change all that. And that's what we're doing here from the inside. Folks, this is Michael Saylor. I love listening to him because he really has a great way of explaining why crypto and Bitcoin is really important. He started buying Bitcoin 5 years ago, and now he has 60 billion of it, and he's buying $40 billion more. Michael believes that each Bitcoin is going to $13 million each, which would actually be 130x from where it is today. And he thinks that AIs and ETFs are going to power a decade-long gold rush for Bitcoin. Michael's been on the show twice, and I really value what he has to say. And I want you to listen to what he told me recently. Just listen carefully about what he's saying, because I think you might learn something from him. He's got so many things that are important to say about Bitcoin. And again, listen to his words carefully.
We went from investing 250 million in Bitcoin to 425 million in Bitcoin to eventually $1 billion in Bitcoin to $2 billion in Bitcoin to just slightly less than 4 billion.
You said there are decades when nothing happens, and there are weeks when Bitcoin happens.
So every decade, there's some profound paradigm shift. It's such an out of the blue idea that no one can conceive of why you would even want it. What you've got is a lot of people questioning all their premises, and rising through that chaos is a new idea. What if I can encrypt energy? What if I can encrypt money such that nobody on earth, no government can debase it, no corporation can steal it? I don't trust anybody. I'm going to create a shared immutable ledger, incorruptible, immortal, transcendental ledger. If I can transfer $1 million of value from me to you without an intermediary, that means I have transcended the political realm.
You said, Brian, I like Bitcoin because it has low aspirations.
The idea of Bitcoin was, how do I create a protocol that's fair and equitable that I give as a gift to the world that no one can control? If you're going to do it and you understand thermodynamics, and if you have any sense of genetics or biology or physics, you realize you need to be very humble in your aspirations. How do we give the gift of property rights, freedom, and sovereignty and empowerment to everybody on the planet? The best idea 30 years ago was YouTube or Google Maps, Twitter or Facebook or email. I think the best idea for the next 30 years is digital energy. Everybody can own their stuff, and nobody can take it away from them.
All right, we love Michael. I love listening to him. Every time I hear him, he actually seems to teach me something different. And again, he was recently at the Bitcoin conference, and he is just buying billions and billions and billions. Takeaways from Michael is this: crypto is encrypted energy. It's really like walking around with a pocket full of energy. when you have some of that Bitcoin or blockchain based assets. No government can debase it, unlike your dollars and pounds and euros. No corporation can steal it. Crypto actually transcends money, and that's why everybody needs some. Folks, if it wasn't obvious, 2025 is the year of crypto, and you're about to miss the whole damn thing. I don't know what you're waiting for, because this opportunity is not coming back ever again. And you might think you can wait until 2030 for the next bull run, but by then, I believe these markets will be dominated by BlackRock and JP Morgan. Now is the time. And so you're saying, okay, Brian, where and how do I invest? Well, first, you got to find the hottest trend, and I'll share with you our investment thesis in a few slides. But there's one thing you're never going to find on your own. If you try to do this, you're going to lose all your money. It's all going to end in tears, and that is deal flow. The right deals are the hardest thing to find in this business. And I'm not saying everyone's a bad actor out there, but you've got a lot of people that don't know what they're doing, and they'll take your hard-earned money and it will disappear in front of your eyes. And that's why I spent the last 4 years traveling the world, building the relationships to find the deals that will create the generational wealth that I think you deserve. And this is me in Dubai many years ago, meeting influencers, members of government, influencers, and venture capitalists. This is me in Paris, France, doing the same, sitting down at really important dinners with big VCs and big projects, of course, doing media, more VCs, more influencers. Of course, I'm always back to London, sitting down with people like Yatsu in the studio, going to the Token 2049 conference. Then, of course, off to America. This is Consensus that was held in Austin, Texas. And you can see me hanging out with other big crypto people, also celebrities and big influencers there. And on the bottom right, you can see a picture of our investment club. That's 14 members. And you can see we're just having a ball, making a ton of money, making lifelong friends, changing the world forever. It really is a special group. There's a lot of love and a lot of cash at the same time. Of course, from here, I was off to Singapore. Asia is a huge part of the narrative. I'll be back there in about 3 months as well. And here, again, more of the same: media, influencers, different colored suits, you name it. And of course, recently I went to Toronto for the Consensus Conference and sat down with an even bigger group of our investment club. You can see us on the bottom right there. And again, having a great time, making a lot of money, making lifelong friends. And this is what it's all about. And of course, I always find my way back to Dubai, where I'm on stage premiering our films and just making things happen. Folks, this is the way we do it the old-fashioned way, by building real relationships with real people. Another thing you need to know is, if you want to win in this space, you have to invest with the best. What does that mean? Well, you've got to look at a lot of projects. And this is the number of deals we'll look at every week. We'll boil this down into really 2 to 4 deals that we think are the best, and they'll come on and pitch us live, as you saw in those videos. But there's more than that, folks. You really have to understand the financial tools. And that's where I think a lot of you will really struggle. First of all, you got to understand how to invest. And we believe that early stage Web3, metaverse, and artificial intelligence investments, well, they represent the hottest opportunity out there. Why? Well, you buy at super low valuations. That's really important. Number 2, you see the biggest gains possible. Number 3, you invest in what I'm calling the biggest dislocation of wealth in human history. Yes, it is high risk. That's important to understand. But the reward, well, the reward is even higher. And we do it through this practice of pre-sale tokens. No one's teaching this, and no one is allowing people like you, normal everyday people, access to these pre-sale tokens. It really is rare to do out there. And of course, a lot of you heard of this token called Solana, and you probably never realized that you could have bought this for pennies on the dollar. And here's the information. Here's the evidence here. You can see on April 5th, you can see the price here. You could have paid in that blue circle. That's 4 pennies each. Can you see that, Ryan? This is all on the blockchain, by the way. It's all public information. And you could have picked these things up for 4 pennies each, which is pretty shocking, because now the coin trades more like 200 bucks. And if you would put $1,000 into that investment, it'd be worth $5 million today. That's one deal, folks. One trade. And it could change your life forever. Now, I don't know what you like to do with your money, and of course, it's none of my business. You might want to buy some Bugattis or fly private, but for me, money equals freedom. I think money is going to give you the chance to just take a step back and have the freedom to quit your job, have the freedom to start your own business, have the freedom to take a break, to give it away, to put your kids through college. That, I think, is really powerful. And that's really what we want to give you the power to do, really to go out there and do something special. Now, I always like to ask people, how many people here bought these tokens for 4 pennies each? Did anybody buy these? Very few people actually did. And the problem is that, you know, you never have access to these deals. And I think it's really, really, really important. And I always ask people, how would you like to get a text message like this from me that would give you access to those deals? And the truth is, I actually have a group in Telegram here called my investment club, and it's got 150 members here. And right here, every day, I text everybody the latest deal. You can click on that link, and in about 20 seconds, you can invest in each deal. $5,000 is our minimum. $50,000 is our maximum. Some people have done 3 deals. Some people have done 63 deals. And this is how we give you the chance for your freedom. By the way, I don't invest your money for you. I don't tell you what to invest. That's an insult. I give you the most amazing opportunities, and I give you the opportunity to then choose the deal. And it always reminds me of one of my favorite movies called Wall Street, where Gordon Gekko says the most valuable commodity I know of is information. Folks, the truth is, it's not about a token. It's about getting the information at the perfect time to know when that token is about to skyrocket. And that's the service that we provide our members, giving them access to deals that can go up 10x, 20x, 30x, 40x, 50x. And just to give you an idea, if you do a 50x and you put $10,000 in a deal, that's a $500,000 profit. It's real money that can change your life. Folks, there's one last piece here, and that is you've got to pull the trigger. A lot of you are too scared to jump in and do these deals. You're too intimidated by the blockchain. And so you keep watching these videos and reading these articles, and you watch the world go by. What you really need to do is get in there and take action. It's the only way to learn. It's the only way to get forward. They always say, you always, what do they say? What's the old phrase they say? If you don't shoot, you always miss. And that's the truth, folks. You've got to pull the trigger if you want to get involved. But when you do, you can have access to these most incredible companies that are making my members millions, tens of millions, and soon to be hundreds of millions of dollars. And of course, it all comes down to this, folks, London Real Ventures. This is the world's first media-powered investment firm. This is the platform that can bring you the hottest deals. And it also gets the CEOs to show us their hot tokens. And the reason they come is because of what I call our quadruple threat. Number one is production. We bring the CEO to the studio. They get their own 2-hour show on London Real. We create this beautiful video asset. Number two, we distribute it to 5 million people around the world. It's really amazing. Number three, we connect them to all the big players in the space. And number four, we write them a big check for $200,000. It's pretty amazing. No CEO can really say no to this offer. There's one last piece, folks, and this is something that probably applies to every single person here. And this is one of the reasons I think you're probably not successful. And it's something that I've always kind of struggled with, and I've had success here and there. And that is surrounding yourself with the best. Most of you are not in the right room with the right people. How many people here hang out with billionaires? How many people here hang out with people that created Ethereum, that created Solana, that created these protocols? You probably don't. Now, you probably heard this expression, you're the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. And it's really true. And if you think about the 5 members in your life, are any of these people high performance people? Are any of these people going to try to generate $5 or $10 million in the next 2 years? Probably not. And yet you're spending time with these people, and they're slowly just keeping you where you're at. I want to get you to think outside of that box. And that's pretty much was the first 10 years of my life. I found some way or got lucky or coincidence to just constantly be out of my comfort zone and introduced to a new group of people that were going to push me to go further and harder. And on the left, there's a picture of Brian at 16 years old. I'm in San Diego, California. I'm making $6 an hour. And I would have stayed there and probably still been there making an hourly wage if I hadn't have really broken out. But I did. And in that top picture, I'm graduating from MIT. I'm now with a bunch of really smart people that pushed me out of my comfort zone. But I actually really needed to get to the picture on the right, which was to Wall Street. And I was surrounded by a lot of really wealthy people making a lot of money. And they really got me to learn how to make money. And you can see that picture on the right, hanging out with these high-level traders. And they really taught me how to be someone that could really create massive amounts of wealth. And it was one of the lessons that I learned, that you got to surround yourself with really special people if you want to break into the next level. And that's why I want to introduce you to someone like Marianne Bartels. Now, Marianne's one of the founding members of our investment club. She's actually a 35-year Wall Street veteran, worked at Bank of America, Merrill Lynch, made her clients tens of billions of dollars. This is your new peer group. You can hang out with someone like a Marianne, which I know you don't have in your life right now. This is the kind of person who's going to push you to create the wealth that you need, not your toxic family member, not your buddy from high school that's still acting like he's in high school. I'm talking about people who believe in you and push you every single day. That's what we do in the investment club. I introduce you to people like this. Marianne's one of our founding members. This is Tigran, another founding member, top criminal defense attorney, one of America's top 100. He's actually an incredible guy who's always talking about the next billion-dollar idea. This is someone who can help take your life to the next level. This is Andrew Haynes. He's our specialist when it comes to a digital land, the metaverse, and Web3 gaming. This guy will jump on a call with you and bring you up to speed if you need it when it comes to a lot of the complicated facets of Web3 investing. Here he is, graduating from one of the top executive training schools in Switzerland. Amazing stuff. And of course, this is Dr. Encore, sources all of our deals in Web3. Really incredible what he does. 4 years ago, he was in medicine, took our Crypto and DeFi Academy. He graduated. Then he took our Kings of DeFi course, and he was the founding member of the investment club. Now we hired him full-time a year ago just to source deals. Folks, these are the people that'll push you to your next level. And I got another 146 more of them. This, I think, is really the key to your success. Surround yourself with winners who want you to win. And this is our family. These are pictures that I took behind the scenes with members of our investment club. And you just see a bunch of people that love spending time together, love making boatloads of money. And we're going to do it for the next 10 or 20 years. This is a private event we had in London with our investment club. Just amazing people, amazing vibes. Folks, I believe your net worth is your network. It's not what you know, it's who you know. Get in the right room if you want to change your wealth. Stop watching videos and reading articles. You need to pull the trigger, do a deal, and get in the right room with the right people. Folks, I believe you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. If you teach him how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. I teach people how to fish. I'm going to educate you over the next 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 2 years. You're going to be so good at this, you'll be able to make money anywhere, anyhow. And that's why I created the London Real Investment Club. 4 years ago, we did our first pre-sale token deal. It was scary. I thought I knew everything as a former banker and MIT grad, but the truth is it was really confusing and it freaked me out. And I almost thought I was about to lose $100,000 by sending it to some random guy I met on a Zoom call. And I thought to myself, man, if this is hard for me, a guy that should understand financial markets, a guy that's been around the block, well, how is anybody else going to learn this stuff? And at the same time, it has so much potential to make my members millions and millions of dollars. And I thought, wow, this is something that we need to teach. If I can help you navigate this space, I could create more wealth for you than anything in your entire life. And we thought, you know what? We have to do this. We have to create this program. And the investment club was born. It's an application-only process. We open up 10 spaces every quarter, and they're always gone. We're massively oversubscribed. It's 6 modules, 3 months of coursework. It's a 12-month program, but guess what? No one's ever left. It's turned into a lifetime program. We do Zoom calls every week with top CEOs. We're doing 4 a week these days. You get a private Telegram group. You get access to all the deal flow. And guess what? If you don't know crypto, if you've never bought a Bitcoin in your life, you get a full year of our Kings of DeFi program for free. We'll bring you up to speed. And of course, you can join us on our next live call on a Thursday or a Monday, and you can really watch what goes on. And in fact, if you want to be part of those CEO pitch calls, send Martini a message and you can come join us and just take a peek at what's going on. I think you'll really enjoy it. Of course, we teach this remotely and to countries all around the world, doesn't matter where you are. And this is our syllabus. Module 1 is what is a crypto pre-sale token. You can find that at londonreal.tv/download if you want to watch that. Number 2 is what is a SAFT. And if you don't know what a SAFT is, that's probably why you're not wealthy, because these are the instruments the wealthy use to get rich. And these days, you really don't have an excuse because you can look this up on the internet, you can check it out, and you can learn. And that's what I'm telling you. You got to stop screwing around. You really only have weeks left, maybe a month, to pull the trigger and get involved with what's going on here. And I'll show you what a SAFT is. It's a simple agreement for future tokens. Module 3 will show you how to conduct pre-sale due diligence and really evaluate these companies. Module 4 will show you how to create new deal flow by going to the right conferences and being in the right rooms. Module 5 will show you how we really nurture these blockchains into be multi-billion-dollar protocols. And Module 6 will show you what to do with all the cash that you're making. We always recommend that people save some, you spend some, and you invest the rest back into these amazing deals. This is our Telegram group. This is our Discord group. And here are the details, folks. As I said, only 10 spaces available every quarter. They're always gone very, very fast. The investment in the mentorship, in the community, in the teaching, in the deal flow, in your new peer group that'll take you to the next level is $50,000. And that's going to get you the hottest deals in the world. Now, look, I understand that's a significant amount of money. It is. And I used to make $6 an hour, and I understand. But this could also get you unlimited financial return and could break you out of a cycle of poverty that there's no other way to get out of. And that's why I think it's really your opportunity to take part of the greatest wealth creation event in human history. And those deals that I showed you earlier that I think are going to crush deals like Narrows Protocol and Metafied, well, they're ending now and you're going to miss them. By the way, this is the deal you missed last quarter. This is one of those SAFT agreements I talked about. And this deal was up 466% in one day. And I show this deal because imagine if you stop the excuses and stop the procrastination and just put $10,000 in this deal. Well, it would have paid for the course for the rest of your life. Imagine hanging out with me and all these high performance people every single week. Imagine how it would probably just make you richer that alone. But you came up with an excuse, you found a way to stop. And if you're not careful, you're going to watch this whole bull market just pass you by. And folks, you've seen our track record. Shrapnel, $5 million profit. Skillful AI up 20x at the launch. Mochaverse up 20x. Story Protocol up 22x. Cats up 14x. And of course, our $1 billion fund up 4x. We really have an amazing track record, and we can really show you how to make this money. Folks, this is the pledge I've made to my club. I'm going to create $10 billion for them in the next 10 years. And at this rate, it's going to happen much sooner, probably more like 5 years. And of course, we have amazing members. They're real people with real names that have beautiful things to say. If you ever want to go listen to them, you can watch a video from each one of these people at londonreal.tv/club. You can also book a call on that website with Martini and really get in touch with how you can join this incredible, incredible club. This is Carol. She says every member is both a learner and an investor. This is Joe, says the window of opportunity is closing quickly, and you know he's right. This is Jerry. He's just honored to be part of the club. This is Dr. Yvette. She's a single mom with 4-year-old twins. I mean, what is your excuse? You can't be busier than her, and she's already done about 13 deals. There's a way. You just have to stop the excuses, stop the procrastination, and just pull the trigger and move forward. This is Jens, who asks, how can you afford not to join us? I guarantee a year from now, you'll look back and you'll see all the success we're having. You'll see my members just really getting wealthy, and you'll think, damn it, why didn't I do that? I was so close to joining. This is Petya. She actually couldn't afford the course, and she joined anyways. And she went out and found the money to pay for the course, and she found the money to make 63 different investments. $5,000 minimum. You can do the math there. And this is the kind of member that we like. And we believe that if you take action, the world kind of conspires to help you pursue those dreams. This is Alexander asks, imagine seeing a top tech deal every single week. We'll show you 4 a week. And this is Chris Roy. He says the deal flow is beyond what I expected, and joining was the best decision I ever made. Cool story about Chris. He actually invests with his 14-year-old son, who puts in $1,000 for every deal. We encourage fathers and sons and husbands and wives and entire families. And we just love that vibe. We think financial education is for everybody. And this is what Chris said about the club.
what the London Real Investment Club actually does for you. It gives you the keys to open that door to the inside deals. In the last 3 weeks, I've participated in 3 incredible deals: a layer 2 Bitcoin protocol, an incredible AI protocol. The deal flow is beyond what I expected. I don't think I've ever seen a model like this that just gives average folks the opportunity to be behind the deals, and that's exactly what we've done. Not only that, you get to hang out with Brian Rose every week, and for me, that was huge because I look at Brian as somebody who's not only an expert in the space, and I think is on the leading edge, but just the leading edge of thought with London Real and the work he's doing there. To anyone who's taking a serious look at this, I know it's a big decision. It was a big decision for me and my family, and it is one of the best decisions I've ever made. So I wish you all the best and hope you come join us.
Booyah. Such good vibes from Chris and such good vibes from everybody in the group. It really is an amazing place to be. So many really cool people there, and just so many people making things happen behind the scenes. When we get together, it always really is an incredible time. Folks, remember, it only takes one. One of these deals can really change your life forever. It's important to remember that. And my final thoughts are this: don't let it pass you by. This year is the last chance on this crypto bull run. You can learn early stage investing now. What I teach you, you can use your entire life. Remember that if you buy something on an exchange, it's going to have limited gains because someone like me is already taking out 20x, 30x, 40x, 50x. You've got to start with the early stage deals for the big returns. And of course, this is your chance to learn from really active elite investors for only $50,000. Again, I know people in this space that invest in deals, and if you ask them to teach you how to invest and to give you access to their deals for 50 grand, they would probably laugh. I don't think they'd even do it for $500,000. This really is an amazing opportunity. And of course, it is a significant investment, but it's got unlimited financial returns. And of course, thanks to Martini, we actually have a payment plan now. So for $10,000 a month for 6 months, you can get in. So if you have limited capital, you could pay $10,000 and put 5K on the Metafy deal, amazing deal, 5K on Neris. And both of those have tokens that are coming out this month, which is really incredible. And of course, all of this gets you the best deal flow in the world. I always think about people like Warren Buffett, and Warren Buffett said the best investment you can make is in yourself. He's referring about you getting in the right room with the right people. And the problem right now is even if you get access to a token here or a token there, you're still surrounded by the same group of people that got you here. If you really want to change things up, you've got to change the people you spend time with. Get around winners that are creating wealth and changing their life, not complainers, not pessimists, not whiners, and watch your life change. Folks, I always like to use this analogy of these lions because it feels like all of us sometimes just sit around and wait for the right opportunity. And nothing can really hit it home sometimes like a good video. But a lot of us watch all these opportunities come to us and we just watch them pass us by, right? We see something really cool that looks good. Oh, man, that looks good. No, now's not the right time. No, I'm busy. No, I don't have the money. No, I just had a kid. No, they just left for school. No, I just got married. No, I just got divorced. And when you're making up excuses, there's somebody else out there who just says, to hell with this. I'm sick and tired of this. I'm just going to grab one of these things. And they're the ones that are winning. They're the ones with the wealth. And you keep on with your excuses. And I just want you to think about that maybe a little bit later today and just think, which one of those lines would you rather be? Because they're both the same. One of them just decided they were sick and tired of watching the world pass them by. And if that's you, folks, then book a call with Martini and find out if this is the right thing for you. But please, if you do book a call with her, please don't waste your time. She's very busy talking to people 24/7 that want to join this course now. But if you are serious, do your research, book a call with her, and she'll talk to you about whether this is a good fit. And of course, if you want just a 4-week course to get you up to speed in crypto, to take you from hero to zero in all things blockchain, then join my Crypto and DeFi Academy. Starts in about 7 days. There's 8 hours of live calls. I teach it personally and live. We have a triple tiered accountability system. You'll actually do the work. We got amazing coaches and team leaders and community managers, including Martini. We got a private group for posting assignments. It really is an amazing course. Thousands and thousands of people have had success graduating from that. And if you're on this call, you're pre-approved. You can go to londonreal.tv/buy at a highly discounted price. Trust me, this will be an amazing thing for you. And of course, here's my free 8-step trading list. Take a snapshot of that before you ever make a trade in the future. Just go through these rules. These are things that took me about 15, 20 years to learn, and I think they're going to help you a ton. Folks, what is your why? Whenever things get hard for me, I always just think, well, why am I doing this? And I'm doing this for my family. I'm doing this so in the future, they have everything they need. And my question to you is, if you keep saving money and putting it in dollars and pounds and hoping your pension is going to be worth something, are you going to have anything for your loved ones? And the answer is no. I think we all know that. What you're really going to have to do is invest in digital assets. You're going to have to take some risk. You're going to have to do something scary, and you're going to have to probably pull the trigger. And that's the opportunity we're really giving you here. And that's what I try to do every day. Unless I'm taking risk, I know that my future is really uncertain, and no one's going to hand you anything in this world. You've got to go out there and grab it, just like those lions. And so think about this sometime. And the next time you're sitting back and you're too tired to take action and you think you've had a hard day, think about what you're going to tell your family members in the future when you don't have anything for them, or you haven't created a reality for them. And then maybe that will motivate you to really get back out there. And like I said, take some risk, but do it with people that you trust. We've been here for 14 years at London Real. We've been investing for 4 years. We've got 150 people that have pulled the trigger on this. You could join them and change your life forever. Folks, this is the video I promised from the beginning at londonreal.tv/bonus. You can download this. You can get a little peek into what we do on the inside. And of course, if you really want to do that, join our next pitch call on Mondays and Thursdays, actually at 7 p.m. Send Martini a message or go to londonreal.tv/club call, and it'll have the whole schedule there. It's like Shark Tank. It's a lot of fun, and I think you'll get a ton out of it. Look, I hope everybody had a good time there and enjoyed this. Please send me any questions and answers on the Zoom chat. And I can also see that Martini's here, which is amazing. And I'd love to just get her thoughts in general as far as what she's thinking about when it comes to you, the investment club, and how you can change your future forever. Martini, would love to get your thoughts.
Yes, absolutely. Well, great call today, Brian. And it was good to see everybody here on the Zoom call as well as the live stream. And hopefully you were able to pick up quite a few of the gems that Brian dropped today. And one thing that I've been thinking about a lot, Brian, is that old saying that a penny saved is a penny earned, which is no longer the case anymore, right? And so I'm thinking now, and especially with all that's going on with the political climate as well as the financial climate, is that a dollar invested is generational wealth that is earned, right? And so if you or anyone that you know is looking into doing something different and really planting seeds of a greater future for yourselves and for your loved ones, we want to support you in creating that generational wealth inside of our investment club. So I put some links inside of the chat below. The very first link is for you to go ahead and check out the investment club page, and that's going to give you a rundown detail of what the investment club is all about, where we see ourselves going together shoulder to shoulder for the next 10 years, and then also taking a look at the caliber of companies that we have been investing in. The next step is when you are ready to go ahead and join us now after you've done your research and after you've gone through some of the trainings that Brian has sent over and you're ready to go ahead and join us, the next step is to go ahead and schedule a call with me. If you don't see a time that's available on my calendar, please be sure to go ahead and send me a private message on Facebook Messenger. That's always the fastest way to get me. Or you can send me an email at martini@londonreal.tv and let me know who you are, where you're from, and the best time to get a hold of you within your time zone, and we'll definitely make it work. All right. And then, of course, the last thing there is, Brian, just let you guys know that you are welcome to join us in one of our actual investment club calls that we host every Monday and every Thursday at 7 p.m. London time, where you'll get to see the live CEOs coming to pitch their company over to us. You'll see Brian doing the Shark Tank style questions, and then you'll get to see our amazing community that you could be a part of. We've got well over 150 members from all over the world, different walks of life, different backgrounds, different, financial places in life, as well as different insights. And so you'll get to see how we come together as a community, shoulder to shoulder, to invest in these amazing deals that are presented to us as this investment club and / London Real community. All right, so we hope to definitely see you on the inside soon, and hopefully you guys can take away the saying that, a penny saved is no longer longer a dollar earned or a penny earned. It's really just about planting the seeds in every dollar that you invest in yourself and in your future. That is generational wealth to come. So we hope to see you on the inside soon. And back to you, Brian.
All right, amazing stuff. Thank you so much, Martini, and great insights. It's true. I mean, saving, it really is. I mean, it's really part of the matrix thinking, you know, and my good friend Robert Kiyosaki, who was a guest on the show this last Wednesday, you know, he said schools teach us to be poor. And pretty much everything you were taught about money is wrong, because they would like to keep you ignorant and in fear of money, and then you're easy to control. And so really, saving your money is the stupidest thing you can do. Cash is actually trash. And every time you put $1 or a pound or a euro in a bank account, well, just give the country a couple of years and they'll have printed so much money that it's now worth 20%, 30%, 40% less. It's the worst thing you can do. It's the stupidest thing you can do. What you need to do is invest in assets that are not dollars. And you need to invest in digital assets that you actually have ownership of, and someone else like a bank doesn't actually have custody of your assets. I could talk your ear off about this, but I think anybody listening to me here knows deep down inside that I'm speaking the truth. And that's what we want to teach here, because we think freedom is really important. And so look, I hope something resonated here. Please join us on one of our calls on a Monday or a Thursday at 7 p.m. You're welcome. I think you'll be blown away. Send Martini a message and do your research. This really is an incredible opportunity. Really, I believe it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. I used to tell Martini, if I had had this opportunity 20 years ago as a young man, I would have bought 2 of these things, because it's just such an amazing way to get involved with the community, to change the world, and to make a boatload of money and take care of your family at the same time. So we're here for you, but don't sleep on this, because it's going to come and go fast, and the next opportunity won't be for another 4 or 5 years. All right, folks, really appreciate you. We'll see you on the inside. Take care. Bye. The mass scale transformation of humanity, the fully empowered, conscious, and cooperative species. It's something we live and breathe. We have a mission here. We want to help build the decentralized finance infrastructure of the future. What is your mission? Hey, it's Brian Rose from London Real. How would you like to join my investment club, where I teach you everything you need to know about early stage token and equity investments? Look, right now is one of the greatest times to invest in human history. We've got AI happening. We've got the metaverse that we built on AI, and all of this needs the blockchain, which is what we specialize in here. In my investment club, it's a 12-month program, 3 months of coursework where I teach you all the basics. I want to talk about how capital isn't enough, and I want to talk about how you can upgrade your arsenal of influence in a variety of ways. I teach you how to do basic due diligence. I teach you how to go to a conference and come back with 10 deals. Just go in, bam, 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 bam. This is super exciting, and we're able to do this here at London Real because I speak with some of the greatest guests on the planet. We have an amazing network, and we also have a structure to actually invest money in these deals. Just as a strategy in your business, just keep it simple, especially the first time you do it, but do it at the same time. I'm telling you, this is an incredible opportunity. I've got the best community in the business right now, 75 people from around the world in over 20 countries that are alongside, all investing together. And you can learn and network with the best in the business. No decision is much worse than a no. Something, action, action, action. The clock is ticking. If you're interested in this, click a link below and set up a call with one of my team. They'll walk you through what's happening, the opportunities, the requirements. But I plan on working with this group for the next 10 years, and we're going to do massive things here. And I hope you are a part of it. Click on the link and let's do this.